Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be what I read in a week, like realistically. You guys are stupid. Like, put the connections together. I'm so confused. What do you mean? What do you mean? Everything that I loved about the book kind of went downhill. Oh my god. At the bookstore, I got 13 going on 30. We're going for a couple days. And this is filmed later while I'm still reading the pages. I forgot to film an intro, so going to be just like doing a mood reading vlog, see how many pages I read realistically. This is college. It was also my birthday week, so I have a bit of a vlog intermixed with this. So I hope you guys kick back, relax, and just listen to me talk about books. Hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, let's get on with it. Hi guys, for a couple days, this is what we're doing. I haven't filmed a reading vlog in so long. I have been mood reading. I kid you not. I think before I found the book that I started reading last night, I was looking through Libby, through Kindle Unlimited, through my TBR shelf of books that I want to read. It took me so long. I think I spent probably like a cumulative of like 2 hours just scrolling through like different books, Goodreads, everything, of just like wanting to read something. I finally landed on Nocticadia by Keri. I didn't want to read this one as much. I wanted to read Anathemia by Keri. I think this one came out in 2024. Nocticadia came out in 2023, but Anathemia is part of a duology, I think. Yeah, the next book's coming out in 2025. This one was like a witch thing. This is more like gothic fantasy. I wanted to read that, but then I was like, do I want to get into a fantasy? Because I have to read Babel later this month for a book club. I just didn't want to get into a fantasy. I was also toying with the idea of reading the second book in the Poppy War, but didn't decide on that. And then I don't know what I wanted, because I finished reading a romance pretty recently. I think it was the Ali Hazelwood one, Deep End, and that one was fine, but I didn't want a romance again. So this one has romance in it, but like I'm hoping it leans more into like the atmosphere, and so far it is. Like I said, I'm reading Nocticadia by Keri, but today I started at page 99, and so we'll figure out the calculations from then on. So we're gonna start from page 99 until the end of the day of what I read today, and that's gonna be my first day. I think we're gonna do this for like 4 or 5 days, and I hope it's fine. Right now it's very descriptive. I'm not gonna hold it too harshly right now, because I think it's classified as romantasy, but this is like dark academia type of vibe, and right now the academic setting is very prominent. Basically our main character, I think it's Lila. I'm saying Lila. We'll do research after that. Her mom died of this mysterious disease type of thing, and so like when she died, she was just like acting different, and then she like threw up a bunch of like black worms, and so the black worm like disease thing is the fantasy aspect of this. Fast forward years later, she's still like hung up on the black worms because no one else is like remembering this detail of her mom's death. Everyone's like saying she just died by suicide, and so she's like, what the hell, were there's black worms? Like, was I going crazy? She writes a fake disease type of thing for one of her science classes. That professor sends it to the Nocticadia like university. Nocticadia is a private institute, and they are privately investigating the black worms, and so no one knows about these black worms at all. And so he's like, he sees the potential in her, and then he sends her essay to the admissions office. She gets accepted into Nocticadia, and the professor in Nocticadia is like focusing on the black worms, and there's also like secret societies in the school that are like hell-bent on no information getting outside of the school because they're like on an island. That's what I'm at so far. I know that there's gonna be a relationship, so that's all I have to say. I hope I wasn't squinting the whole time during that, but yeah, I hope I'm like liking Nocticadia a little bit. Right now I'm just very meh about it because I think it's super duper cool. I think the university aspect's fun. Like right now, the like black worms are like easy to digest, like that fantasy aspect. It's not very hard to like understand it. The author Keri like said it in like the like where the trigger warnings are is like, this is gonna be a standalone. There's no, I'm not writing another sequel, so I milked it out as much as I could. So it's like 700 pages. In the 700 pages, I do think a lot of it could be cut out, but like maybe because like it's very descriptive. It's like Sally Rooney level descriptive in Beautiful What Draw You. It's just like telling me everything. That's an adjustment for me, but yeah, that's all I have to say. Okay, another update. I'm so sorry I haven't talked to you since yesterday, but I've been reading for Sunday's pages. Day 1 pages, I started at page 99. I ended at page 351, which is like exactly 50% into the book. A total of 252 pages on day 1. Certifiably binge worthy. I would like lay in bed and read, and then I just like flew by 100 pages. I was like, I'm not even like paying attention to the time. And for the past few books, I've been like not really having that experience. Sometimes I'm like really locked into the book, and right now I'm locked in. That's a little slow, but like I think that's like the slow burn of it all. I could do what sometimes jumps, but then I also like, I like being in the world. I don't like the romance at all. And not at all. Not at all. I just don't care. I'm just like, okay, something like has to like happen for me to be like, I'm okay with it, but like not being like obsessed with it. I'm just like, okay, I literally could do without it. I love like the worm pathogen like infection type of thing. I think it's super cool. I also sometimes think that the main characters are stupid. They will blatantly tell you, like the author will blatantly tell you like that information, and maybe it's because like, but they also know that information, so why aren't they putting the pieces together? Like, am I just like 10,000 times smarter than them and they're scientists? And I just like can't get over it sometimes. It's just like, you guys are stupid. Like, put the connections together. What do you mean? Like, what? I'm like flying by it. I think I'm on page 386. So I read 30 pages in between when I had some time, and I'm still enjoying it. So could stay up and read a bunch of it. I don't think it will be finished today, but yeah. There's 678 pages. And it says I'm 57% through with it right now, but I'm enjoying it. I can't think about what I want to read next. That was a whole debacle to get onto Nocticadia. I'm not obsessed with the characters. I'm obsessed with the vibes. Like, I'm obsessed with the vibes and being in school and like learning about this pathogen. Like, I truly could not care about Lilia. That's her name. I figured it out. Lilia or Professor Bramwell. I think it's Deverick. I don't care about that. Either of them. I don't care about anybody. And I'm gonna go keep reading. Tomorrow's my birthday. And yeah. I'm actually so confused. I'm so confused. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, why is that necessary? There was also one part in here that was solely unnecessary. It makes me feel like the author thinks I'm a fucking, like, idiot, that I can't just, like, pick it up. And it makes the whole plot stupid, because if one thing just happened, you would find answers so much faster. Good morning, world. Good morning, world. It's my birthday. Early in the morning. I'm just giving you my Monday pages right now because I don't think I will be reading a bunch today, because I plan on watching at least 2.5 movies. There's 4 on my list that I want to get to. I don't know how that's gonna happen because we have dinner reservations at like 7 and it's 10:20, so I'm gonna get on this movie train. On Monday, I was reading Nocticadia. I started at page 351, which is about like 51% or 52%. I ended at 670, so I finished the book and I read a total of 319 pages yesterday. Ending thoughts on Nocticadia. I don't know what I'm gonna give it as a rating. There was like stuff at the end that it was just like, yeah, I knew this already. I don't know why you had to add this in, especially just to like give it to our main character when our main character knew it. Like, I don't understand like why this happened at all. Also like after the 52%, like as you watch me read, like up until that point, the relationship and the spice just went way up. Not like super duper way up, probably like still like a 2.5, 2. It's not like the craziest thing I've ever read. That happened, and I was just like, okay, I just do not feel anything towards these characters. I just do not care about the relationship at all. And after the 52%, everything that I loved about the book kind of went downhill. Like, there's not a lot of like sciencey parasite talk anymore, and I was just like, that's the whole reason I liked the book. And it just like kind of like leaned too much into the relationship for me, and not enough of the dark academia, like what we're studying, the parasite, the fantasy. It's not even too fantastical. It's just like the parasite is a fantasy, but we got like mystery unfurled, but it was just like very surface level to me, so I just don't know what I'm gonna give that yet. It was looking up to be like, when I read half of the book, it was like a 4. Since all the relationship stuff happened, and I was like, I don't really care about any of the characters, I just care about the plot. So I was like, that's gonna go down to like a 3.5. And then that one thing at the end happened, and I was just like, there's just no fucking way that that happened. And I was just like, what's the point? Like, that was so stupid. Like, actually such a bad plot point to add on to. And so now I'm thinking of like a 3 or 3.25. I think I'm gonna give it a 3.25 because I liked the beginning of it so much. I really enjoyed like reading about the worms. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm going to read. I'm kind of leaning towards reading. I kind of want to read Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. I can get this on Libby. I don't think I've read a physical book in like months. And then I have to read a book for class. I tried reading it. Like, I tried reading it this morning. 25 pages in. I hate it. I hate it so much. I'm just already like dreading it. I might read the audiobook of it, but that's due on next Tuesday, so I have time. I think I'm going to read a book that I want to read, which is Conversation with Friends. I haven't filmed a like book journal video in a while, so I'm gonna show you the book journal after that, and then I have to go and do my movie marathon. I don't know what you last saw, but this is the November page. I did this with one of my doing bookish things. There's my November reads. Then I have my December. It's like a junk journal. It's just like a scrapbook type of thing where I just did my December. We went to New York. I have a bunch of like junk from New York, and then I have my 2024 Bookmas videos. Then I have my December reads here, and then I have my December recap. I don't really keep up with these, so I kind of left these out in the New Year spreads, but I use the same journal because I had like a bunch of pages left, so that's just wasteful to not do that. So I have my 2025 reading journal here. I got this from Rachel Catherine. So then I have my reading goal, which is 125. It's set in stone here because I was like, I should change it one day, but like if I don't make it, so, but it's set in stone here. And then I have a key. I have a key in the front of the book, but each of the colors mean 5 stars is pink, 4 stars is orange, blue is 3 stars, purple is 2 stars, and green is 1 star. So those are all the 15 books that I've read so far, so I've just colored them accordingly. Then I have my monthly tracker. I've done this spread again. Then I have my 25 books to read in 2025. I've done 4, so I've done Air by Sabata here, Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman, and then Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson. Then I have my monthly favorites, so I just add. I like this way better than what I did. Oh yeah, I hate this. And I also hate this. Thank God we changed that. Then I have reading bingo. So I have a bunch of like different prompts. I got a lot of these from Rachel Catherine again. Then I have my January spread. I actually love the way I wrote this. This is like a one-shot thing, and I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. But this took forever. I like it. It looks way better on camera. Then I have my January videos that I'm gonna put here, and my January reads. Then I have my February reads. This is Conversation Hearts, so that's cute. And then my February reads. And that's it. That's it. Okay, guys. Goodbye. I don't know how much I'm gonna read today. Hi guys. Outfit of the night. I was wearing my Daisy Hate sweater that I wore this morning, and I dropped an eyeshadow palette under the couch because I was doing my makeup in the living room. Then I went to go swipe it, saw that the eyeshadows were broken, and that's the one I used. Like I used that brown in that palette a lot to do like my eyeliner. So I was reaching under there, saw that the brown was shattered. I was like, oh my god, I don't even know if I have another brown. I do. I was cleaning it up, and I was like swiping my arm under the couch because I couldn't see, and I got like brown all over my Daisy Hate cream jumper. So if that doesn't wash out, I might cry. Outfit of the night. This is Urban Outfitters. It's like a bell sleeve type of thing. It's a tie cardigan. I just tied them together so it just like drapes over. This is a like scalloped tank top. It's also 30 degrees, so I will be wearing a coat. And then I have a black mini skirt and then some black tights. I think I'm gonna wear these boots. These are just like Chelsea boots. That's it. My roommate. Look! A Sunny Angel thing. And then I have a Hippers one. And then a Newsies bear. I love Newsies. When we were in New York, I sang Newsies every single day. Like, I loved it. Carrying the Banner, that was the theme song for the New York trip. Oh, jewelry. The necklaces are Ana Luisa. These are also Ana Luisa. And then these are all different types of rings. I only have silver rings. These two are Pandora. This one's like a rhinestoney one, and then a regular one. This is I got at a local small business type of thing, but it's just like a little thing. And then this one's also from Pandora. This one's from Pandora. This one is from a small like a beach shop in like Charleston. This one's from, you can find these anywhere, but I got this one from Savannah. I don't know where that's from, but oh, this bracelet's from Ana Luisa.
I'm gonna write it, okay? I'm gonna light it.
You're not recording
yet.
No
Okay.
one's ready. I am recording.
Oh,
Can you take a picture of me this way?
Yes. 3, 2.
Garrett, I was ready the whole damn time. Why are you going 3, 2, 1? I already got him. Hey, you, right here. 4, 2.
whoa! Light it up. Light it up. I will. Wait.
You can't even see the cake. So embarrassing.
See the game.
Oh wait, let me hold it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Amy.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Cut it. There's a cute little video of the YouTubers in what's it called, England in like 2013, and they went to a party, and then there's this one guy that was like, oh, this is how you do it, and you have to scream when you cut the cake the first time. and no one knew that, so someone cut it, and then he just screamed right away.
How you scream?
Don't ever clean the whole bar.
Okay. You're not doing it now? What?
Well, I guess I have a little bit.
Yeah, I want to be here.
I don't know how to do this.
You hit it first.
Oh, I have to push it in. Oh. Wait, I do it. I do. Phil. Don't broke your nail. I actually can't do it, guys.
Phil làm cho
You
chị
got
hai
it.
gần tới.
No, I got it.
Okay. And now.
Nobody shake the bottle, did it?
No.
Woo!
After your. How?
Oh,
You don't like it.
I'm scared. Already, it smells like actual alcohol.
Duh.
Oh, wow.
1, 2, 3, 4.
One more.
One more.
Oh.
Are you serious?
Not bad. It's not gonna be pleasant. It's bad.
A whole bottle.
You guys eat just the beef
Oh, sorry.
steak. Eat the steak only, you know.
What?
I imagine I had
told you
that
that
vodka. I imagine I had
That's
vodka.
how I get it, you know.
Now you're just gonna have it sitting around.
No, I'll finish it.
Until, yeah.
I'll finish it one day.
Until-
I don't drink. Here, you guys are.
Yes, I'll do it.
Whichever you guys want.
What does it taste?
I thought it was at least gonna taste sweet, bro.
No. Tyler likes that.
Wait, this is actually kind of crazy, guys. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm actually stupid. Okay, no.
David.
I thought they were made at 2:11 p.m. today.
No.
But no, it's just the date. I was like, wait, it's the same day as my birthday. Remember?
What?
Oh, I thought you said the alcohol are again.
No, I did not. Is it? Because I did not.
No,
say
that's
that.
the time.
It actually is the time? That's crazy.
Whoa.
That's the time. That's not
It wasn't the date that was
That's
made.
not the date.
The time. Bill, if you smell it, that's what it tastes like.
It
I know, but
smells
that,
like beer.
But that smell is what it actually tastes
Beer.
like.
It has that piss smell.
Yeast. Yeast. The kombucha.
I didn't know I sounded like that.
We're so bad.
My tummy is full.
Oh, I can just cut it. You can turn it off. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Some news. It did wash out. There's no eyeshadow brown stains on my sweatshirt. So yesterday, birthday, didn't read that much. We did end up watching 3 movies. We started out with We Live in Time, the Andrew Garfield, Florence Pugh movie. I wanted to watch that. I remember the lead up of it, like when they were filming it, basically. And then it came out in November and I was like, okay, I should watch that. Never ended up watching it. Or it came out October, November. Didn't end up watching it, so it came on streaming, so I was like, okay. Then we watched Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. That's one of my top 4 Letterboxd movies. I was like, I want to watch this again, so we watched that, and then we ended up watching Before Sunrise. I think it's the Before series with Ethan Hawke and then Julie Delpy. I thought she was really good in it. I don't really care for Ethan Hawke's character, so I did end up reading a little bit. I think I read a little bit later that night. Last night, I started Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. I read 52 pages of that, and then I have another book that I'm reading for class and on my Kindle, which is If on a Winter's Night, a Traveler. I started that and I read 34 pages of that. So for a total of 86 pages on Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. I'm still reading both of these. I'm just like switching my time between this. If on a Winter's Night, a Traveler is the most confusing book I've ever read in my entire life. I just don't think I'm in the right headspace to read it. So I think like I'm at 77 pages right now. I might start the audiobook for that if it's on Spotify. I hope it is. Just to like get some like extra clarity on what is happening. Like it's a book about book. And so basically all I right now is that the guy, no name, called The Reader. It's in second person POV. And it's just like you went to this bookstore, you picked up this book, and then you started reading this book. You got all cozy and you put like your blanket on, there's a fire going, and you open the book and then you start reading the book, and then the book's not what you expected it to be because the book's misprinted. So the book is supposed to be If on a Winter's Night, a Traveler, and then it just hops into a different book that is from a different author and everything like that, and so you're really confused. I'm really confused, and that's all I know. Conversations with Friends, page 52 right now. I'm gonna read some of it before like I do dinner and all that, and this is gonna be my before bed book because I really cannot deal with the other book right now. We have our main characters, Frances and Bobby. Frances is 21 and Bobby's like in her like age group. They're like in the same university type of thing, and they were like friends in high school and stuff like that, so I think they're both 21. They are spoken word poetry people, and Frances writes all the poetry, but they perform it as a duo. Bobby and Frances, they're just like, they're best friends. They used to date in high school and then they broken up, and then they're like still poetry partners. At this poetry like reading, she's a journalist. She wants to do a piece on Frances and Bobby, and Bobby and her are hitting it off, and Bobby's really like, she's very like outgoing, and she's like, Frances always sees Bobby as like the favorite of everybody. Like she like knows that people like and gravitate towards Bobby a lot. Frances is pretty like shy, just doesn't really talk in the group setting of whenever they're out there. She doesn't think Melissa likes Frances. Melissa's like 37 years old and she's married, and so they go to her house one day and they meet her husband, Nick. And so Bobby's in love with Melissa, who's married and 37. She's telling Frances like, I kind of like her. Frances is having like some feelings towards Melissa's husband, Nick, and so they're emailing. So that's all you have to know. That's all you have to know. I'm gonna keep reading these. My battery's about to die, but yeah, those are my Tuesday updates and my like thoughts on the books. I'll see you for tomorrow's pages. Time for bed. All I have to say right now is this is what 21 looks like. I like Frances. I think she's my favorite character. I feel so heavily for her. There is some stuff that I'm just like, girl, why would you do that? But then not why would you do that, but like I understand why people wouldn't like her, I guess. And just be like, you could have worded that a little differently. You're also a little too closed off to like that's her personality. Like she'll say something and I'll agree with her like full like 100%, and then someone will get like, I don't know, someone will have a reaction to that like in the book, and then I'm just like, but she's right. But she's right, like what do you mean? And I got something crazy out that this is a Hulu show, but it's off of Hulu. Hulu took it off the show, took it off the platform. So where's it at? Like people on Reddit were like, where I can't find the episodes, because apparently it was really received badly. I'm gonna reread, and I might read the other book if I want to fall asleep, so there's that. Last night's pages. I read those two books that I was talking about, so Conversation with Friends and If on a Winter's Night, a Traveler. I started at page 34 of If on a Winter's Night and I ended at 77. So I read a total of 43 pages of that book. For Conversation with Friends, I started at page 52 and I ended at page 202. So I read 150 pages of this book. There was only like 100-ish pages, like 104 pages left of the entire book. And I was gonna push through, but then it was like 11:40 and I was like, I have a class tomorrow. I have a bunch of like schoolwork to do tomorrow that's due on Friday, and so I was like, do I want to do that? I wanted to, but then I was like, nah, I would rather just like calm it down and then fall asleep. So I decided to wait on it. So we're gonna finish this today. I actually don't know how I feel. I don't know, I'm kind of scared about what's gonna happen. I don't know which direction we're gonna go. I don't love Frances as much as I did before. I just don't know how I feel much about Bobby. I just feel like we don't really get much of her, and if we do get stuff about Bobby, we get through Frances's POV. Honestly, they're always like kind of like snippy and mean to each other. So yeah, like I understand where Frances is coming from, and I sort of get where Bobby's coming from, but we just don't really like get to rationalize all those decisions. Same with Nick in this book, and I feel like we get like glimpses of Melissa through Bobby and through Nick, but like Frances and Melissa never really like interact with each other too much. So there's that. I honestly don't know how this is gonna end. Like I have no clue. There's that. Hi guys, it is Friday. I think today's the last day. Like Friday's pages are the last day that I'm gonna be updating. We're ending this tomorrow, so today's the last day I have to read pages. It's not even like I have to read pages, it's just showing you what I realistically do. So here are Thursday's pages. I finished Conversation with Friends, so I started at page 202, ended at 307, so I read 105 pages total, and I finished it. I do not know when I'm gonna be rating it, so I'll let you know that this is my least favorite Sally Rooney book that I've read. I just don't know. I just don't know what I'm gonna like definitively rate it. So, and also some news. You know that book that I tried reading this whole entire week basically, If on a Winter's Night, a Traveler? I don't have to have that read by until next month, so I'm gonna put a hold on that. I stopped reading it. I'm still at page 77 of that, so I'm not reading that anymore, but I'm going to start reading Babel by R.F. Kuang. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm going to read it on my Kindle. This is my second time reading it. I have to read until page like 270 for book club on Wednesday, so yeah, wish me luck. Oh, look at this cute little shirt. I'm gonna give you a haul. Today I went to like our used bookstore, and it has like DVDs, and then a record store that has used DVDs. Well, at the bookstore I got 13 Going on 30 for 25 cents. And then at the record store I got Ratatouille for $1, and then the first Hunger Games for $1 as well. There's that. I'm gonna go do some schoolwork, and then I'm gonna start editing this video, and then I'm gonna read. So those are my plans for the rest of the day. I'll see you for the last update of the video, which is tomorrow. So yeah. Hi guys. It's Saturday, and yesterday, Friday, was our last day of like counting pages. So I started reading Babel by R.F. Kuang. This is a book club book, so I'm reading this on my Kindle, so I'm just holding up the physical copy, but started Babel. I got 92 pages in. I read 92 pages of Babel. That's the page count for Friday, so I only read 92 pages. Recapping the whole of everything. Sunday, I read 252 pages, and I was reading Nocticadia. Monday, I was still reading Nocticadia, and I read 319 pages, and I finished Nocticadia. Tuesday, I started Conversations with Friends, Friends by Sally Rooney, and I started another book, If on a Winter's Night, A Traveler, and I read 52 pages of Conversations with Friends and 34 pages of On a Winter's Night. That was a total of 86 pages on Tuesday. Wednesday, I was still reading those two books, so I read 150 pages of Conversations with Friends. For If on a Winter's Night, A Traveler, I read 43 pages, so that's a total of 193 pages on Wednesday. On Thursday, I read and finished Conversations with Friends, so I read 105 pages of that. And on Friday, I started Babel and I read 92 pages of that. So those are the stats. Those are the pages that I read this week. I started out really strong. Nocticadia was like, yeah, that's my girl. Like, I was obsessed, and it just like moves so fast. I think sometimes, I guess like it deals with like the formatting of like the actual physical book. I don't know, or maybe like the way it's written. I feel like I take longer to read like a book like Babel. Like, I'll read 20 pages and it will actually take me like 20-25 minutes, and I'm like, oh, it's not just like 2 pages every minute, so it's not like that. So same with Conversations with Friends. I read this physically. I haven't read a physical book in so long. For the ratings for all the books that I did finish, I finished 2 books this week. The first book I finished was Nocticadia by Keri. I'm giving this a 3.25 stars. It started out so strong. I loved like it's not a disease. I don't know why I keep saying disease. It's like the parasite talk of like the fantastical element of this dark academia fantasy. That was like really cool. Like, I don't know, I love the lore of them and like how they began on this island of Draccadia and how a university like built it off of from that disease, and they still work on it, and it's very secretive, and how those worms got intertwined with our main character Lilia's like mom and like her life and stuff like that. I loved learning about that. And then once Lilia got to Draccadia, it was fine. It just felt a little descriptive in like everything that she was like experiencing for the first time, because she was like from a poor area of Massachusetts, and so she goes off to Draccadia, like the Dracadian island, and goes to this really high institute, and so she's like, whoa, this is crazy. I can finally find answers from my mom. And she gets intertwined with like a professor. The professor that's like working on the black worms. I just didn't care for him. I didn't care for any time I was in his POV. Like, the first bit of it when we were introduced to him was like kind of fun, and I feel like if we kind of kept leaning on that like aspect when we first meet him and like what he's doing during that time, I can't really say anything because like kind of spoils it, but I thought that was fun. After the 50% mark, I was just like, okay, they're really ramping up the romance, because like I knew that she was gonna get with him, because I've seen like other reviews when this was like really popping off at like probably October, like Halloweenish, but I was just like, okay, I just didn't care for either of the characters like emotionally. I just didn't really care about Lilia or Professor Bramwell. Once their relationship started, I was just like, okay, I'm kind of out of this. Because then after the 50% mark, it was just like really focused on their relationship and not really focused on like the parasite. I feel like the answers that I was wanting and like wanting to explore were just like really like wrapped up quickly at the end. There's also like some bad plot twist, I would say, and like some bad like planning in my opinion. And I was just like, there was just no need for that. Like, you could have just entirely left that out and I would have been totally fine with it, because it just makes our main character look stupid, and it just makes me feel like you don't believe that I can like grasp all this information and like infer it myself. So 3.25 stars. We started it really strong, and I just didn't really care for it either way, but I still like the dark. I wouldn't even say like, is this dark academia? Because it's not like, whenever I think of dark academia, I think of like If We Were Villains, The Secret History, These Violent Delights, the one by Micah Nevermay. Those ones like give dark academia. Nocticadia didn't give dark academia like that. If you want like something like Nocticadia, but it's like, I don't know, shorter, goes more into like the dark like mindset of like dark academia that people like, I guess. An Education to Malice by S.T. Gibson. That's kind of the same vibe. It has vampires, sapphic love story. Read that if you like Nocticadia. My next book I read and finished was Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. I'm giving it a 3.5. It's my least favorite Sally Rooney book, and I didn't really like the characters after all. Like, I was like such a Frances girl until like I kind of like got into it a little bit more, and I do think like, I don't know, I think Frances, she's really complicated. I feel like she's the most complicated out of like all the Sally Rooney characters, because like in all of the other Sally Rooney characters you could see like, oh, they lean more good than bad and stuff like that. And so Frances was just like, I don't know, she was hard to pinpoint. Even being in her POV, I feel like I didn't know her at all. Like, it was crazy. Like, this is only in Frances' POV and like how she like interacts with characters and how those characters interact to what she's saying. I guess there was like a whole thing in here like Bobby was like, oh, Frances is really cold, like she has no emotions. She does have emotions, but she doesn't show them. But like, it's also like I cannot get a grasp on her emotions even within her head. Like, it was crazy. But basically, Bobby and Frances, they are spoken word poetry like performers, and so one day this photojournalist type of girl that's really famous, she's like really well known for like her photography and stuff like that, she wants to do a piece based on Bobby and Frances. Melissa, the photojournalist, yeah, she's 37 and she's hanging out with these 21-year-olds, and so she invites them over for like dinner, and then Bobby and Frances meet Melissa's husband. Bobby really likes Melissa. Frances doesn't really care for Melissa. She's like, okay, whatever, like I feel like you're taking my time with Bobby. Once they meet and get intermingled with Nick, Frances takes a liking to Nick. It spans like their connections and like their relationships and like their emotions towards each other. So the ending was just like kind of not what I expected, but then also like I knew a portion of the ending was gonna happen, but I was just like, dang, that's crazy. But I don't know, I just think it's my least favorite Sally Rooney book. I just didn't really care for it too much, but I still enjoyed like my time reading it. I really enjoy like the way Sally Rooney writes. 3.5 stars. It's not the worst, it's not the best, but I enjoyed it. For A Fun Winter's Night, I read a total of 77 pages of that. That's a book for school. So for Babel, 92 pages in, this is a reread. I feel like since I know what happens, I'm like reading more in between the lines of like certain character like dynamics, because when I first read it, I like really just wanted to get to know like what the plot is. But I do think, I don't know, I really enjoy Robin's character, and I really enjoy like being in his head and like seeing how he interacts with everything around him, like being from Canton, being like taken to London, how it's like subconsciously shaped him, and how he's beginning to realize like how much bad it did to him when he was like in his really like prime developing years. Those are all the updates. Those are all the ratings that I gave the book. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this mood reading vlog. See how many pages I read in a week realistically. It was my birthday, so I hope you enjoyed that little snippet, like that little like actual vlog moment of the video, because I think it was so fun. I love that like clip of the whole thing. So it's really cute. I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed spending my week with you. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want to keep up with me, follow me on Goodreads, follow me on Instagram. It's all down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!